All right, we're not live though. Okay, never mind. We're, oh, we are. I knew that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Scuffed League. Today we have Wyoming United versus Massachusetts Justice. I have my co-caster here. He'll be the analyst. I call him Sword, and I'm really excited to see the games today. I have some notes on the teams here. I just want to jump into it. These teams seem actually fairly close to each other in rank. Wyoming, or I would say Massachusetts, might have the edge in rank now that I look at it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we have in store today. How about you, Sword?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Looking at the games overall today, I was really excited that I got to cast this one because there's a lot of great talent on both these teams and a lot of cool champions that I'm hoping we get to see play and they don't get their pocket picks all banned out.
Yeah, I think I'm looking to definitely see a Gnar ban, maybe a Vi and a Nautilus ban from the Massachusetts side. But like I said, Massachusetts is a bit higher rank, so this will be interesting. The Wyoming team is gonna have to do some wonders in drafting phase.
Yeah, trying to outdraft your opponent is always crazy. I can't wait to see when teams start going with the whole, okay, sure, we'll let you have your Nautilus, but we've got something planned for it to deal with it. And when that level of strategy comes out, the whole tournament just gets more and more exciting.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen a lot out of these two teams yet. I don't think I've seen them scrim. I just see them on op.gg. Have you seen these two scrim yet, Sword?
I do not believe so, which is kind of a double-edged sword because they don't get the scrim practice, but at the same time, none of the other teams have been able to scout them out as well.
Yeah, and precisely. I think that being able to scout teams is definitely very important. That's why it's, like you said, a double-edged sword to scrim. Teams see you, they see your strategies, but sometimes that's just how it is. Now, Sword, I want to bring to your attention a little chart that I brought right here. You see this? This is Texas. And I know that South Dakota Salvation plays Texas in a couple days on Tuesday, and I just want to show a little animation of what we're going to do to them.
I should have brought my sketch pad. I didn't realize this was art class.
So this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen to Texas on Tuesday when South Dakota Salvation play them. So I just wanted to let everyone know, just a little sneak peek of what's going to happen. Sorry, just our tiny state's going to come take over. So that's just how it's gonna go. Yeah, you should have brought your sketch pad for your trash talk.
I should have. I did not realize.
Draw Michigan.
Yeah, no, I'll have to one up you. Draw Michigan and then set it on fire.
Your fire alarm's going off in the background.
Don't worry, totally fine.
I just wanted to
running into my room. It's like everything's fine. I'm gonna cast this game even if my house is gone.
Let's see what's left of Texas. Yep, this is what's left of Texas, everyone. This is what will be left of them. So, just so you all know. So anyway, now let's jump into this game. Enough of the South Dakota Texas game. So Massachusetts versus Wyoming. Oh, we're already in pick and ban phase here, and the Vi ban comes out. I saw this coming. Vi is the most played champ on the Wyoming jungler.
Yeah, Vi is a great just all-around champ because you can build her tank if you need to or damage. Oh wow, ban's coming out pretty fast.
Yeah, they're wasting no time. They had a game plan coming into this. The Rengar ban. The Rengar is the most played champ on Soko, the Massachusetts jungler. And we just talked about the Nautilus ban, which was the most played champ on the other side. Oh, you know what? Actually, Nautilus is the most played champ on Necrosnail, which is on the Wyoming side. So that Nautilus ban was very strange to me. They could have just first picked it, possibly, but maybe they're going for another team comp that I don't know of.
The targeted bans on the pole champions there is insane. 3 out of the 4 poles got banned out. The only pole left in the game is if either team wants to play Pike.
Yeah, and that's probably the last pole that I know of. I can't think of any others. I mean, unless you count Darius Poll, but that doesn't really count.
But there's some like lesser polls, but those are the big main ones. The Leona first pick though makes a whole lot of sense with the amount of focus on the support bands.
Yeah, and I see here that Leona is the third most played champ on ScaleneCircle, which is the Massachusetts support. And wow, bot lane's picked right away. What do you think about that bot lane, Sword?
I'm not a fan of that Nami pick. You see the Leona, and your first thought is to go Nami. I'm not a fan of that move at all. I don't know what his champion pool is on the support, but I would have much rather seen a Morgana if you wanted to play that style, or something that would be a more counter, because you know what your support matchup is.
Yeah, Morgana would have. Morgana or Braum. I know Braum is decent into Leona. Gnar, okay. I do have notes on the top laner of Massachusetts. His Gnar's his most played. I would say his best champs next to Urgot and Malphite. So this was no surprise seeing the Gnar come out. It's going to be interesting to see that. I assume they pick up top lane now, try to counter the Gnar, but I don't know if his champ pool has any decent counters.
Gnar has quite a few counters as a champion, though. You could pull out a Yasuo if you want to get really spicy.
Yeah, Gnar has a lot of counters. I just don't see any of his counters in the champ pool of this top laner. And there's going to be a bit of a skill discrepancy in the top lane. It looks like we have or rather in the jungle I'm looking at, it looks like we have a Plat 3 versus a Gold 4, so take a look at that. Not saying that means everything, but a little bit of a skill discrepancy there. There is a diamond support here on the Massachusetts side, so I'll see. I'd like to see big things out of them.
Yeah, I mean, picking the Leona first, they're clearly very confident in their support player's ability. Because, like I said, that's also open to a lot of counters, and Wyoming just didn't seize on it for some reason.
I agree with you on that bot lane pick. I mean, maybe they're just really comfortable on the Nami, but
yeah.
It's not always the best pick into Leona, especially post level 6. I mean, the wave will provide a bit of peel, but
yeah. And when we get into game, I'll be looking for Massachusetts to try to punish it as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely. I hope to see that punish. I hope to see it level 2. This will be a volatile lane to keep our eyes on. There comes the jungle pick.
Okay.
Ekrim is on his champs. It seems to be the 5th most played champ on Soko. He has amazing KDAs on all his junglers, it looks like, from op.gg. You know what? That's on the Massachusetts side. I think they're just taking the Hecarim away from Massachusetts. Now that I got that mixed up, I'm sorry, viewers. The Massachusetts jungler plays a lot of Hecarim, so that seemed to be a pick that was sort of taking it away from him, in my opinion.
They might have been planning to pick it up there because it took them a while to figure out what champ they wanted to lock in next there.
Yeah, exactly. And the Orianna comes in. Orianna is the 2nd most played champ on Son of None, which is the mid laner to Massachusetts last time I checked. This will be interesting. Orianna. Oh, there's a mix-up.
Ooh, we got a starter game on our hands, boys! Yes!
That's getting you excited, I see. He is.
Yo.
Oh, okay. Viewers, there is actually a mistake on our side. It is actually an echo instead of the Ziggs on the Wyoming side. So scratch that Ziggs. That will not be played today. It'll be an echo. So we apologize for that. Ooh, the Camille. Okay, so Sword, tell us why you're so excited to see the Skarner.
Well, I mean, Skarner is one of those pocket picks that has the same Yorick effect that we saw earlier, where a lot of people aren't that familiar with this kit. But the other crazy thing about the Skarner is he's got the Orianna on his team, give him the speed up. And it also invokes the gold tax on the other team's carries, where you have to get a QSS or else Skarner is just going to destroy your entire game.
Yeah, the QSS tax is real, like very real. I like the team fight ultimates on Massachusetts way more than I like the out of Wyoming. I think Massachusetts is winning this draft. You have Skarner, you have Orianna ult, Gnar ult, Leona ult. These are huge team fight ults. Not saying Wyoming doesn't have their fair share of good team fighting, but it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I mean, the Heckram engage is great, but it's very easy to engage as Heckram and then go, oh crap, my team's all the way over there.
Exactly. Now I will say one good thing for Wyoming, they do have more damage. They might not have
Yeah.
the better team fight or the more front line, but they have the damage. We'll have to see how that plays out as the game goes on.
Yeah, the Oriana is going to have to pull some serious weight on Massachusetts' side because they're going to need as much damage out of their two carries as they can. Nar is going to do a little bit of damage, hopefully, in the team fights, but I'm looking for the Oriana to really pop off.
Yeah, precisely. I really like to see Oriana and Gnar alt combo if you can get the team all together. The name of the game is for Wyoming not to group up. You have a Leona alt, Gnar alt, Oriana alt. You can't group up. You have to stay apart. And it looks like the name of the game for Wyoming might be to pick people off individually. You have the Camille alt, you have Heckram roams. I think we have two entirely different comps here. You have the Ash Arrow, of course. It seems like we have a team fighting comp versus a pick 'em off one by one comp. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I would completely agree with that. Because Wyoming doesn't have a whole lot of strong team fight engage. They have a lot of single target engage. That being said, when one of those hits, the rest are going to pile up on it.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I keep forgetting that it's an Echo instead of a Ziggs, but then again, that even speaks to what we were talking about earlier. Echo is more of a, I would call him an AP assassin, 1v1 duelist almost. I don't know. I don't even know how to classify him necessarily.
I'd classify him in the same vein as like Talon and Kiana, where he's not there to win lane. He's there to press Q, clear the wave, and go help somebody else out.
Yeah, he's an insane roaming mid laner because of his speed. I really excited to see that. There is a slight delay before the game starts. We have to how much? The delay is only a few minutes, but we'll just talk about the teams a little bit more here. Overall, I know I said that I think Massachusetts probably won the pick and draft. What do you think, Sword? Who do you think won?
No, I completely agree that Massachusetts won the draft. Like I said earlier, I really was questioning the Nami pick coming out from Wyoming. But besides that, I think the jungler matchup is going to be really interesting, as well as watching these two top laners go at it. Mid will be interesting as well, just to see if Echo can actually start assassinating Oriana, or he'll just jump out and start roaming. I'm also really curious to see what summoner spells everybody took here, because this doesn't look like a cleanse game for Caitlyn to me personally, but I could definitely still see it being run.
Yeah, I could see cleanse being run. You could see cleanse being run by the Ash. Cleanse is very popular against. It's very popular against Leona. Now, remind me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna play dumb here. The cleanse doesn't get you out of Skarner ult, does it?
No, it does not.
You need a QSS, right?
Yeah, you have to buy the QSS against Skarner.
Okay, I was just making sure my knowledge wasn't.
It's a suppression, like it's the same as a Malzahal art or a Volibear flip.
Yeah, and that QSS tax, like I said earlier, it hits hard when the tax man comes around. He's like, "Give me 1,300 gold," and everyone's like, "Oh no!" Even on the tanks, like I mean, they don't really have a tank unless I assume Heckram won't build full tanks, so there's not a huge front line for this Wyoming team.
No, they've got two fighters, but both of them want to go for some kind of expensive damage items before they get tanky, if they can afford to do it. But again, Ash has to also pay the tax, so seeing some damage out of Heckram or Camille would be really great.
Yeah. I just wish Wyoming had a little bit of a front line. Here's what I want to see out of Camille, and tell me if this build would be dumb. Not saying she's going to do this. I almost guarantee she won't. I kind of want to see the Triforce, the Sterix, and then maybe like a Titanic Hydra, because I think she needs to get some tankiness. Her and Heckram are going to be the front line, and that's you could say Echo's going to be the front line with his alt as well, but it's going to be rough without a tank on that team.
Yeah, if you wanted to go for the full like Camille just dumpsters Gnar and then split pushes the entire game to death, I could see going a hyper damage split pushy build like that. You don't see that a whole lot in competitive tournament as plays, though. It's kind of like a solo queue trick, like those Trendemir players who just push top the entire game and do not care about anything else.
I like a Tryndamere or a Yorick that's just,
Yeah.
or a Jax. Ah, those are
Or
so annoying.
Scion.
Yeah,
the
Scion
one
too.
guy who will die and just keep pushing the turret.
I used to play Suicide Scion when it was a thing until they nerfed it. It was so strong. I would go like 0 and 17 and we'd win the game every time.
I missed when you could start your opponent's chickens as Scion and have level 2 before the wave hits off.
Those were the good days. I am excited to see this Skarner though.
Yeah.
If he plays his alt right, he might be able to nullify the Echo alt. I've seen that before with Skarner alt where he just gets the alt down before he can press R, and that is very much it's definitely a good deal. Yeah, I don't know. I think we see a cleanse out of Ashe, but I'm not sure.
I would if I was Ashe for sure against the Leona. But the other crazy thing about Skarner is he provokes some really fun, creative level 1s because we've got to fight over his Scryer blooms as soon as the game starts.
Yeah, very true. That is a interesting dynamic that Skarner puts on the rest of the map. It's a little bit of extra gold at the beginning of the game too, which nobody really minds.
Yeah,
okay, so oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's huge because when dragon fights start, Skarner with that's a completely different fight in the Skarner's favor.
Yeah, very very true. It definitely is. I am like you said. I'm looking to see the Orianna ball put on the Skarner, and the Skarner speed up because his W is his speed up, I believe.
Or the Gnar,
right? Oh yeah, or the Gnar. That is true.
Yeah. The
I'm
Gnar
looking to
shove
see
them
big
into
things
the
out of this
wall
one.
and then distort them combo could also come out huge.
Yeah, and Wyoming really, the only way they're going to get ahead in this game, they need to focus on objectives. I think that Hecarim is the stronger dueling jungler. Maybe he can ult in, get some objectives. They need to focus on picking people off in the side lanes. It's really going to be interesting the first 15 minutes of this game to see what strategy they implement. I think that'll set a pace for the rest of the game. You would hope for Wyoming.
Yeah, so Wyoming has the stronger top lane with the Camille, while the Leona has a stronger on the bot side. So we could see the junglers just completely ignoring one side of the map, where the other guy is going to be spending most of his time because they're trying to generate leads for different players.
Yeah, you definitely could see that. I could see that. I've unfortunately on many times been on the short end of that stick where I'm on the side of the map the jungler ignores, but that's fine as long as the jungler's getting objectives elsewhere. It's a team game after all.
Yeah. You can see a lot of teams building the top lane win strategy, and it works great for a lot of teams depending on how you want to build it. Like President Mundo is the guy you want to get fed. Wheezy has also we've seen his Singe is insane, so we could see another top lane carry like that.
Yeah, very true. This mid lane, they're pretty similar in rank. Who do you think wins between Orianna and Echo most of the time in lane?
I think Orianna can play safe enough to not have to worry too much about the Echo between her shields and her slowdowns. I want to see that Echo leave mid and help somewhere else.
Yeah, I do too. I really want to see the roams.
I'm a roaming mid lane player myself. I'm all about Talon, Twisted Fate, Kiana. I want to see this guy spend as little time in mid lane as possible.
I want to see from the Wyoming side constant ganks from both mid and jungle because you have a Hecarim and an Echo, which are two of the possibly fastest champs in the game. I want to see both the side lanes getting as much help as possible. That's the only way they're gonna be able to set the tempo and set the pace for this game.
They need to come out swinging early because they're going to get outscaled hard by how tanky Gnar and Skarner are going to get.
Yeah, exactly. And there's going to have to be some good macro coming out from Wyoming. For anybody just joining us on the Texas side, let me remind you what Texas is going to look like Tuesday. This is what's going to happen to you.
We're not even.
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just like, for anybody who's wondering, on Tuesday Texas is going to get beat up. I probably shouldn't be trash talking Texas. It's kind of like a scary state. Maybe this
hello,
isn't the
welcome
best
to
idea.
the stream. We are not we are not playing favorites here at all.
There's no such thing as biased casters. I've never seen such
No.
a thing. I've noticed that the NA casters are obviously super biased towards Western teams, but that's
No,
that's
for sure.
pretty obvious for
You,
LCS and
as long as you're
uh,
less biased than like wrestling casters, you're fine. That's the important part.
I wrestled in high school, and that's probably pretty accurate. Yeah.
All
Or are you
right.
talking about like? Are you talking about like pro?
I,
Like
I,
team?
I was talking like WWE kind of
Oh yeah,
because the
that's true.
commentating there is the worst part of watching wrestling. But hey, look at these skins.
Who wins the skin game, Sword?
Uh, I like Cosmic Ash. I like Arcade Hecarim. We got the Rainbow Unicorn of Death. I like the Skarner. I like the Oriana. I hate that Caitlyn skin of a Burning Passion. It's Lunar Wraith
Oh.
Caitlyn. That thing has the most annoying auto attack sound in the entire game, and it drives me insane.
I personally think Massachusetts wins the skin game only because Nami didn't bring a skin. I don't know, Team 4 skin on the bot side.
Yeah, normally I give the skin win to if anybody has a matching skin on their team, which neither of these teams do. So
Thank you, Observer, for showing the masteries on all the champs. I don't know if there's a clear mastery advantage on any team, but yeah, definitely be interesting to see when this game starts up. Like you said, bot lane. I expect at level 2 the Massachusetts bot lane is going to be playing up, playing aggressive, playing in their face. Mid lane might be a little bit boring unless this Echo really wants to make things interesting. So I don't
yeah, the
know. It'll be
second
interesting.
Leona hits level 2, she wants to be on that Nami.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I guess level 1 Nami has to get a little bit of poked out. I don't
Yeah.
know what they do there. Uh,
It's all about wave manipulation at that point. Nami has to be controlling the way the minions hurt, helping Ash push in to make sure they hit 2 before their opponents do.
Yeah, precisely. Sword, I'll draw your attention. We were correct on the Ash taking cleanse, so good call out by the casters. I mean, it seemed pretty obvious against Leona, but still, got to give us some credit.
Let me just pat myself on the back real quick.
Okay.
Clearly, I'm working hard today.
It's like, oh, you're laying against a Leona? Oh, I know everything.
I mean, Leona's, a pretty simple champion. It's I want to go in always.
True. I
I don't
almost
think
wish I
that's
would
a
have seen.
bad style of playing. I personally love playing the I'm going in now styles of champion.
That's very true. I kind of want to see the phase rush on Oriana, but that's not a big deal. Ari will work as well. We do see the phase rush on Skarner. What do you think about that, Keystone?
I think it's the right call, honestly. That Keystone has become online recently with some slight buffs, as well as people just realizing how powerful it is on certain champions. And for champions that gotta go fast, like Skarner and Hecarim, it just makes too much sense.
Yeah, we do see double phase rush coming in on mirrored by both junglers. I just really wish I would have seen it on the Oriana, but maybe she's going for more of a poke lane, which there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Other than that, I don't see any major trolling with the keystones at all. So sometimes that's something to talk about because almost every game I've casted, there's been something a little bit strange. But yeah, standard starts. Like I said yesterday, there's no early game shenanigans. I haven't casted a game yet with early game shenanigans. I'm kind of
Yeah, I
sad.
know. I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for like a crazy fresh hook or like just an all-out invade or something. But it is the first round of the tournament. Nobody wants to make a huge mistake that's just going to cost you the entire tournament right off the bat.
That's true. I don't know if we've seen an upset yet or what would be considered an upset. Have you? I think every team that was expected to win has won, but I don't know if that's true. Uh, I don't know. I guess we'll
I,
see today if there's any updates.
Yeah, I think that's still the case currently, but it is still early. A lot of these players are still getting used to playing with each other and playing in this kind of a competitive atmosphere. So we'll see how things get going later down the line of the tournament. Things should start getting a little crazier, but this first round is very much more about what I feel comfortable playing and trying to play a little bit more like solo queue until these these team players really start to come online and work well with each other.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Sometimes though, when you're playing that higher skilled team, a little bit of cheese doesn't hurt. I've seen many a team pull off upsets doing that. And if Wyoming wins today, I'd consider that a decent upset looking at the ranks. And I didn't put Massachusetts in my top 10 power rankings, but they do have a strong team for sure.
Yeah, I really want to see like a pocket pick support that we're never gonna see just come out of nowhere. I want to see like a Vel'Koz or a Katarina or just something completely out of left field.
Maybe we'll see the Poppy Anivia bot lane or something.
Oh my god, Anivia Vayne is also really great for the same reason.
That is a very good one. Yeah. Looks like we have reached level 2, actually level 3 on the bot lane. Oh, and we have a fight going on here. We'll see what happens. Nar's pretty close to his tower, so I don't think anything will become of that.
Yeah, it's so hard to trade with Camille as soon as she gets that shield on. It's just like, oh cool, I guess I just can't do damage to you anymore.
I really like this coming out of the bot lane. Taking Scuttle control. Hecarim is going to try a punish. No, he will not. He's going back into his farming jungle.
Yeah, I don't mind the Hecarim thinking about going for it, but something about his bot lane maybe told him to hold off there. Plus, they obviously knew he was coming. He probably didn't think they were that far taking the Herald or the Scuttler themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Skarner does think twice about going in on that Camille. Ganking a Camille is very hard, but he might stop his back here, and that he will. But like I said, ganking a Camille early, not always easy.
Yeah, no, that champion is just insanely mobile, but, you know, she did almost walk right into it.
Yeah, she did, and she does have the ward there now, so Skarner will probably not make his way up there for a good couple minutes. We'll have to see. We have 3 biscuit deliveries on the side of Massachusetts. That is recently one of my favorite runes. What do you think about that? You like the triple biscuit delivery?
Hey, man, biscuits are great.
I didn't even know until a couple months ago that they give you permanent max mana. I was like, oh, that's actually much better than I originally thought.
It's an insanely powerful keystone, and especially if you're playing a very mana-hungry AD carry. Like, for me, it's Ezreal all the time. Those biscuits are the difference between being able to stay in lane a little longer and not.
Oh, there's the engage. And here we go. We do see the engage, and there goes the cleanse. So, and we have Hecarim coming. I want Hecarim to go in here, but he's
Skarner's better because
Skarner's there. Do they have vision on Skarner? They do not. We could see a fight going on here in the bot lane.
Hecarim's there.
It looks like they're both going to walk their separate ways unless Leona goes in. Zenith Blade, and we're going to see the first blood coming in from Skarner, and the Hecarim comes. The Hecarim might try to get a trade kill, but he doesn't have the damage. The smite goes down, and Ashe just walks away. Ashe knows, and the Zenith Blade again, the flash. This is insane plays coming in from Massachusetts, but they will not be able to get the kill. Ashe is under the tower, and Ashe is safe for now.
And that is how you play Leona. You go in once to bait out the cleanse, and then you really commit after it's down.
I really like that play. They got 3 sums out of the Wyoming bot lane with only using 2 of their own sums, and Nar's going in. Nar's going to try to get the kill. He can't quite. He wasn't going to commit the flash under tower. He knows that Camille has escape, has that knockups. I don't know. Camille's stun isn't a knockup, is it? I'm trying to think. I think it's just a stun, regardless.
I don't remember Camille having a stun in her kit, but I don't play a ton of top lane.
Well, you know how she grapples off a wall and runs into you?
Oh, that's right.
I think that just might be a stun.
I guess it's a stun. It's more of like a, what's it called? It's kind of like an Alistair like knockback, but really short.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what to classify it as either, but
I mean, it is technically a stun, but it also moves you. I guess it's called a displacement sometimes. I'm not entirely sure.
Sure, that makes sense. We do have the mirrored BF swords coming bot lane. Now, Sword, I want to draw your attention to the CS discrepancy bot lane. Do you see it? I'm trying to look at other CS discrepancies across the board, such as top lane. Looks like Massachusetts is pulling ahead.
Yeah, it's about what you'd expect when you've got the Leona just being able to bully and play aggressive. You have to play a little farther back, and you have to give up the CS. Because it's better than dying. And sometimes it's a painful choice, but you have to make that decision sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you really do. I am feeling sorry for this. We saw this coming with the Wyoming bot lane, though. I think
Yeah.
that they got outdrafted a little bit there. Um, I might even want to see the Nami build a. Oh, you know what it's called, Mikhail's.
Mikhail's Crucible. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I would. You could possibly see that coming up. Uh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna play dumb again. Asking the analyst, does Mikhail's stop a suppression?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. I think it acts as a QSS, but I could be wrong about that.
I'm wondering if it'll help with Skarner alt. If anybody in Twitch chat can help us out with that, but yeah, some of the interactions do get confused. The CS lead is still pretty similar up top lane.
And
oh, go ahead.
the real shocking thing with the CS discrepancy is the fact that Echo is keeping somewhat even with the Orianna when it's a melee versus range match, which is really impressive.
Yeah, no, that's true. And Orianna took the poking
Yep.
keystone, which is the you would think that would try to poke him out of lane, which it does look like she's doing now, thankfully. Oh, he did miss the cannon. That is a bit of an oopsie. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I commend this Echo for keeping up in farm. Our observer has just informed us that Mikhail's Crucible does. Oh, we have a fight going on up top, and I was talking about the Mikhails and I missed this kill. That was amazing coming in from the Gnar. Great one. Oh, and then fight down bottom. I'm so sorry. We were looking up something with the Mikhails. It looks like we might get a kill on this Leona. The wave does hit. This should be a kill, but it'll be a kill onto the Ashe. That was an amazing assassin coming in from the Leona. It's that fight was crazy. It turns out to be a 1v1. I don't know who got the better of that 1v1 looking at it. Both supports got a kill there.
Yeah, both the kills walk away on the support.
Oh. Okay, so turns out we just heard from our observer. That's what caught me up in last fight. We just heard from our observer that Mikhail's Crucible does not stop the Skarner suppression. So Mikhail's will not help for Skarner alt. It will, however, stop for Leona or help for Leona stun, maybe that Gnar alt. It'll help for a few other things, but
yeah, it's still definitely a good item purchase.
It is. I expect though we'll first see the Athene's Unholy Grail out of this Nami. It looks like that's what she's building towards.
Yeah, so it's crazy to me that the Gnar is winning this top lane matchup, especially because they saved their last pick for their top laner against the Gnar matchup, and they had the ability to counter pick it strong, and the Camille just does not seem to be able to counter it as well as I'd hope.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. She does have her she is probably going for the Triforce first, I'd assume, but she's getting her initial items that you have to get on Camille for wave clear. She's getting poked out of existence here in the top lane. This Gnar's just going to keep continuing to do that. We have an ult coming in. Leona's going in with the Zenith Blade. The stun lands. Skarner's getting as fast as he can, but he's not going to be able to get there in time, and Ashe does not stop the stun, but if Ashe would have stepped up for the stun, we know that Skarner would have ulted like he's doing now, and he's going to get him on the trap. That was amazing by Skarner, pulling him back on the trap, making it so this bot lane gets even more of a lead. This bot lane is just stomping like we predicted they would in the early game.
Yeah, no, that was incredibly clean how they comboed that out there. Like, the Leona engage was perfect. She got the ult down on both, and they're still going.
Zenith Blade, they're still going in. And he has to use the Onslaught of Shadows to get away. If he would have stayed for a second longer, I'd assume the Orianna ult would come out. This is going to be a free dragon for the Massachusetts side. Oh, and another fight. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. That was very well done. Yeah.
I run out of breath sometimes. Oh, and we have.
Yeah.
There's just so many fights. I'm trying to let you analyze, but then they don't even let me talk.
That's been a running thing with matches in this league. I feel like every analyst has at one point had to go, and I have to stop talking because another fight started.
Because another fight started. Gnar might get a kill here. I thought he would take a tower shot, but Hecarim about went too far. That was a good job by him turning around at last second and not feeding over a kill to that Gnar.
Yeah, Hecarim's got to do something to get more proactive in this game, because right now the Skarner is just walking all over him in terms of just lane pressure.
Yeah, I mean, and if this bot lane gets too much farther ahead, everyone knows how scary a fed Caitlyn is in their solo queue games. We've all seen it. I know that nerf is live for Ashe. I mean, Ashe is still a very strong pick, don't get me wrong, but she is a little bit weaker than before. I want to see them make a...
Yeah,
I want to see...
Yeah, no, she's slightly weaker, but I really don't think those nerfs were too impactful enough to take Caitlyn off of her being like the most insane like tier status in the world. And I honestly thought during the draft they were trying to bait Wyoming into picking Caitlyn, because they first picked the Leona and left the Caitlyn up. They were like, no thanks, we'll take Ashe. They're like, okay, I guess we get our first pick and the Caitlyn. Thank you.
Would you want to see Riot nerf Ashe yet again? Because I kind of do.
I want to see them bring all the other ADCs up, not bring Ashe down.
Oh, that's fair. That's actually completely fair.
Like, yeah, I'd love to see Twitch get some love, because he hasn't been allowed to be a good champion in years.
I know.
I know I sound like Lethal Shadow when I say that, but the man's right. They really should try buffing instead of nerfing more.
I think everyone's just scared of Twitch jungle, because if they buff Twitch too much, he just takes over in jungle. But I agree that he does need a buff at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not just him. The whole ADC meta right now is kind of crazy, but the new items next season should probably fix that up. Dash's in trouble.
Oh yeah. That is a lot of damage coming through for the Ashe. Oh, that bubble was
Grinder and Hecarim are about to run into each other in the jungle.
Oh, this should be a kill here. He should just ult him right here. Oh, but he throws his onslaught shadows into the wall. Nice arrow coming in for Ashe, but then they don't help their teammate out. They back up because they see the Leona, which, fair enough. Looks like we might have a kill here, and the ult is able to get down, but no. The Leona ult comes down. This is a kill. That was an amazing play by this Leona. Leona has been so proactive. She has 5 kill participation, and we have a solo kill coming in from the Caitlyn. This is just all-around carnage for the Wyoming team. I don't know how they're going to get back into this one, at least for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, so that comes down to Nami and Ashe can't get wards into the river at all, because they just are getting pushed out of their lane, and they're so behind at this point they can't leave their tower. So Hecarim's walking into the jungle blind there. He doesn't realize Skarner is already there, and that he's walking into a trap. And then everything from there was just really poorly played, with his team trying to come in and save him, but just not being able to rotate fast enough.
Yeah.
Right out of breath there.
No, it's all right. And Skarner knows he can invade the enemy jungle with impunity, because he knows his bot lane can roam up and not be bothered by the enemy bot lane. This Skarner sort of owns at least 70% of the map at this point. So Sword, how would you say that Wyoming gets back into this game if you were to analyze that? It looks like Hecarim's going to die here, so there's not much to be said about that.
Well, you need to start with stop getting caught out like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As I'm talking about it.
Yep, no. I mean, League has gotten to a point where it just gets harder and harder every year to come back from deficits, and they keep giving you more tools to push your lead with Rift Herald and with the Dragon buffs. So it's like you can't just sit back and play safe and try to... Oh my gosh.
Nice stun coming in from the Snar. I don't think Echo ult is up. I think Echo might die here to the Caitlyn ult. And no, he gets away with a sliver of health. Chris Kyle did not make an appearance today, but almost. The sniper did not come through. Camille's gonna have to run away. She's at such a deficit. She has no tank items built. She's very squishy. And yeah, this is. I do agree with you that Riot has made it a bit harder to come back. They did add about a year ago the shutdown system, which made it a little bit easier to come back if you're far behind. But besides that, I don't know what they've added to help with comebacks.
I also really got to question this Camille build, because she's losing behind in lane, and instead of just sitting on the Tiamat, she just finishes the Hydra straight up. I would have liked to see her go a little bit more defensively in her build once she started losing lane, but I mean, maybe it'll work out for her. We got to fight.
Oh wow. Okay. So you can't even comment on these fights fast enough.
Nope.
This Leona's all over this team. Oh, we might get an actual gank here, but you are ganking. Oh, that was an amazing ult, and we have the Zenith Blade going in. We also have the Orianna ult. She's gain chase, but look, we have the Nami just staying under tower. Nami's cooldowns are all down. This is going to be a free kill. The Zenith Blade coming in. They're giving it over to the Skarner. Well done, Leona. The Skarner is 6-0-1, and Sword, you said it. You were excited for the Skarner, and it's coming to fruition here today.
Skarner's got one of those kits that's like not that complicated to understand or like difficult, but when a good Skarner player goes off, it is just so fun to watch. And it's a damage Skarner too. He bought a Triforce.
he did, yeah. I like the Triforce coming in. I bet he saw how ahead he was and he built it, or he might have just been planning to build the Triforce the whole time. I guess we won't know unless we look at his match history. But I wanted to go back to what you said about the Camille Sword. I think you're spot on. I really don't agree with him finishing the Ravenous Hydra here. He should have rushed a StairX, maybe even rushed his Triforce. He's just so behind. Needs a tank item somewhere in there. This Nar's gonna keep whittling the health bar down. I don't think she can stay in lane with Nar.
Yeah, she got a Ruby Crystal and a Longsword next, so hopefully that's going for something tankier and not just going straight for a Black Cleaver after Hydra.
Yeah, hopefully a Phage. Well, I don't know.
It could be a lot of things, but I'm guessing it's probably a Phage.
Yeah, it's probably a Phage, honestly. It's probably not the StairX, but what do you do? What do you do when you're as far behind as her? She might need that Triforce right away, though.
At this point, you need to be saying to yourself, "I'm gonna need to get up this turret," but now it's too late.
She knows her days are numbered. They're just counting down the seconds till the minion wave gets there. They're dancing. There's the dance, and oh, she might get away here, but oh, that is a good play with the flash. Leona didn't. I don't think Leona had her ult up. Otherwise, that would have for sure been a kill. But it looks like to hear that her ult was up, or was it not? Maybe I'm misreading that. Either way, it was up. Okay, maybe she just didn't want to burn the ult. Maybe Camille wasn't worth the gold. We're gonna see a bit of a top lane siege here. Yeah. So I don't know, Sword. I don't. Oh. Here we go, and we have a fight coming in. This is exactly what they have to do. They have a pick comp. They need to use their pick comp like that. That's how you get back into the game. However, the Rift Herald, the damage is already done. They just take the consolation prize, but that is what you have to do to get back into the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't get a kill on a champion with any shutdown gold, so it's not a great trade at the end of the day for the amount of turret damage they took there. But you have to take what you can get when you're in this situation. Yeah,
losing trades are the best thing that you can do anyway. I mean, a losing trade is a winning trade for you at this point when you're this far behind. I mean, this Leona has 8 KP, this Caitlyn has 6 KP, we see the Skarner obviously with the 7 KP. Everyone's working well as a unit, working well as a team. Gnar knows that his job is to split push top. You have to send a babysitter up to him every couple seconds. And we do see that Frozen Mallet being completed.
Yeah, no, Gnar gets so much scare after that Frozen Mallet is completed, because now you can't even run away from him.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do here? I assume that that's going to be a Lich Bane coming through for the Echo. Oh boy, I thought that Ashe was caught out. I was just scared. This is an interesting first build on Ashe. I have seen it before with the Essence Reaver. I'm not saying she's trolling, but nonetheless interesting. Oh, and here we go. Camille is going to try to go for the 1v1. She should have it if her ult is up. But possibly maybe her her ult was not up.
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure why you send Orianna to split push bot there and not Gnar.
We're gonna go for the kill.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I cut you off.
Well, just because bot lane still has a tier 2 turret up. None of the other side lanes or even mid still do. So letting Gnar split push there instead of top lane would probably have been the ultimate move there. But the Dragon's about to spawn. They're going for Baron. They don't even care.
They're going for Baron. And this is the play because they're going to take a trade. And, I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of have to take this trade if you are on the side of Wyoming. But it's just, again, such a losing trade. But You are stopping them from getting that dragon win condition, so I understand.
Yeah, you're giving up Baron. Of course, they didn't have any wards anywhere near the Baron pit, so I don't even know if they were aware that the Baron was being taken there, because it was a very early Baron. We are right at the 20-minute mark.
And they did shred that Baron, I will say. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, there's nothing that Echo can do but take half his health bar and damage and walk back to Fountain. That is so unfortunate. They don't have much. I don't think that they have many wave clear tools. That was sort of a waste of the Nami ult. There's nothing they could have done there with it.
Yeah, they're just trying to get them off the turret with the Nami wave. They're not really looking to engage or anything. But yeah, now their peeling tool is gone, which means they basically can just free take the inhibitor.
Oh, and Echo is going in, and he's probably going to take half his health bar and damage again. That's just a couple autos from the Ashe, but he does gain a good amount of it back with the Nami heals. So that is a positive coming in here for Wyoming. Yeah, I don't know, Sword. I don't know what they do here. I think they just farm this out and hope for the best. We do see that Phage coming through for Camille, so she will... That makes her a little bit tankier, but honestly, she's going to get blown up.
You do have a 4v5 because Orianna is in the bot lane currently, but she has TP, so if you need to engage, you need to engage hard, you need to engage clean.
I think you're right. I think the Onslaught of Shadows has to come through, but they're not going to do it. They back off. That was their chance.
Well, you look at the ward line that they have set up in their own jungle there. There's nowhere for Hecarim to go where he can try to get that flank Spectrum of Shatters in. They got blue wards all over their jungle here. It's like, yeah, look at that vision. Yeah, there's not a single red ward in there.
And here goes the Zenith Blade. We have the stun onto Nami. It looks like they're going to try to burst out the Nami, but in comes the Hecarim, and they are going to get the pick onto, that's 900 gold onto the Hecarim. We do have the ult coming through for Caitlyn, but it's not enough because the Zenith Blade misses. She does get the stun though. We got the flash, we got the cleanse, and the kill comes onto Nami. This Gnar is tearing up the backline. The Gnar gets the double kill, and it looks like we are going to see the end of the game unless Echo can pull off something outstanding. He's just going to go for the suicide. He knows the game's over. He's just going for some last... some consolation prize kills there at the end, but amazing job by the Massachusetts roster. They played their team comp to perfection the whole way through.
Yeah, no, that was the kind of aggression I wanted to see out of that Leona, and that was exactly how you play it, and I'm very happy to see that.
I am happy to see a Skarner get a win. 11 KP, yes. 9-0-2. I might have to give him the MVP of that game, although yeah. I can't scoff at any of the other players. They all did their job. They all did amazing. Yeah,
either the Skarner or the Leona, in my opinion there. Probably the Leona for me, just because she set up the Skarner snowball.
Well, that's true. Yeah, Leona would be up there too. I might still stick with my guns on Skarner, but I can't. I mean, they both did amazing. I really can't choose.
I know. Supports just never get enough love, so I gotta give the love to Leona.
No, I feel that. I play a lot of support. We look at the damage charts here, and that is an insane amount of damage coming through for the Caitlyn and the Gnar. A lot of that was also probably poke damage from both of them, but it's just... That is... Oh, look at the Skarner damage. I would have never guessed that.
Skarner did more damage than the Orianna.
And then the entire other team. He did more damage than all 5 on the other team as well. Oh, commendable. Hats off to the Massachusetts team.
Yeah. You gotta have deep pockets and pull some crazy picks out in tournaments like this. And now every other team watching this is sitting there going, we gotta do something about that Skarner.
I bet we will see some Skarner bans coming out. And I mean, Leona bans are pretty standard as well, I would. And if you look at here, Leona did more damage than the Echo and the Hecarim. Leona was in their faces doing quite a bit of work.
Yeah, Leona's engaged potential. Well, when your support player is the kind of person who wants to play the Nami or the Soraka or something like that, Leona is your worst nightmare. Like, if your support player can't go tank because it's just not their style, I would say ban the Leona every single game, honestly.
Yeah, Leona is a decent ban. I know that Morgana does well into her. Maybe if you could have gotten the Morgana. I think I do see that Wyoming's bot laner support does play Morgana, so I don't think it was banned, was it?
Nope.
Very interesting. Well, hats off to Massachusetts. They will be moving on in the bracket. And I'm very excited to see this next matchup too. I actually have New York Haymakers in my top 10 power rankings, although I think there was a there has been a change to their roster, one of their players, but yeah, they have a couple gold players, a diamond player. Should be a good game. Whereas Washington Tide, it looks like we have Washington Tide actually has a higher overall rank. I didn't even notice. They have a diamond, a plat, 2 golds.
We should be in for a great game then. That's exciting to hear.
Yeah, no, this will be a really good game. Okay, so Sword, I'll draw your attention to this. It looks like the Washington Tide top laner is an ADC main going top. But pretty much all his OP.GG is ADCs if I have the right champ here. He does play some Silas, some Set, some Ornn. But that's really interesting.
Or he's secretly just a top 1 trick and he's just been playing a lot of ADC to hide his stats on OP.GG. Make a secondary account, only play what I'm bad at.
That is not a bad strategy at all.
You're seeing Sword, that stat coming out of some of these players. Some people are on Smurf accounts that are only like level 35 or whatever.
Yeah, well, I just casted a game yesterday with a level 11 account. Obviously, was either a Smurf or a newly made account of some sort, but it was really interesting to watch. Yeah, exciting stuff. I'm looking at the 2 teams here. I think Washington Tide has the slight advantage as far as ranks, but pick and draft will determine quite a bit this matchup.
Yeah, pick and draft is huge. I don't know any coach or caster out there who doesn't think that picks and bans are one of the most important things in the game before the game even starts. It's insanely important.
Yeah, very true. I think that Washington Tide is gonna have to ban. They're probably gonna have to pinch the mid champ pool, but the problem is this mid plays a lot of champs, but his 3 best champs are Vel'Koz, Orianna, and Syndra for Stormblade. Those are the 3 champs he has hundreds of games on. I don't know. This is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not seeing Syndra getting banned just in general across the board because she's just an insane champion in general right now.
Yeah, no, Syndra is very good. She's one of those champs where you can miss every ability, press R, still get the kill. You gotta love it.
No, you don't.
Sword, it looks like we... Yeah, no, you don't love it. It looks like we are probably going to see the Leona ban. It looks like Washington Tide's plat support is a Leona 1 trick, so unfortunately we probably won't see that again this game.
Hey, that's fine. The more champs you see, the more fun it gets, honestly. I love seeing Fresh come out. I was really sad when he got banned.
That is true. That is true. We do have a lot of Alistar played on the New York side for their support. I want to see the Alistar.
He's so hyped whenever he gets picked because you can't pick him in a tournament and not use the milk skin. And then the cowbell comes out and the chat starts going crazy.
I think that's a reportable offense if you don't use the moo cow skin.
It should be. They should be banned from this tournament. Well, so let's make Châsë now, and now he's not going to do it.
Yeah. I don't think there's any banned skins for this tournament. I know some tournaments have had banned skins in the past.
Yeah, Riot's kind of cleaned out a lot of the skins that had like really unfair advantages to them.
Yeah, I've heard of some of these skins. Sword, I hope you don't mind if I leave you alone to talk to the crowd for just a second. I'll be right back in 5 seconds.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, chat. How you doing? I guess I just gotta talk to him myself for a little bit. On the subject of banned skins, I hate that like Predator Nidalee skin where her spear is like a freaking centimeter across wide. I hate Nidalee in general. That champion is just a nightmare. On top of other things with like champion picks from this tournament, I'm really surprised. I've talked about this a lot that Caitlyn isn't getting as much ban priority. Granted, she did just get nerfed recently, but I still think she's just the best ADC in the pool right now by far, and I thought she'd get banned more.
And I am back. I can't wait to see this one. For all of you new joining us for this game that weren't here for the last game, I am Michael Otamendi. I am the nerdiest, the flirtiest, and overall the most luxurious. And this is the best caster of all time, Sword.
Dog, that's a bit much. Okay. I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't have a catch. I don't have that kind of a phrase ready.
Okay, you are the best caster of all time. I'm running out of rhymes. I am the trash talker, and I drop more bombs than Hurt Locker. I am Michael Otamendi. We should all have. Every caster should have like a, what do you call it? You know, like an entrance for themselves.
Yeah, no, I want to. I've been talking about how like I need to get like smoke and like light effects in here for like for just streaming in general. You know, that's something you always love to see is when you're watching a streamer and they win a game and there's just strobe lights everywhere.
Do you have to put a warning if you have a bunch of blinking lights for people with like epilepsy? Maybe you shouldn't be watching Twitch if you have epilepsy, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know if there's a sort of warning that they give the viewers.
I doubt it, considering a lot of times Twitch is like highlighting those like rave channel guys who are just blaring music and they just have their DJ set up and there's just strobes behind them everywhere. You just log into Twitch and that'll be on the page, so I highly doubt it.
Yeah, maybe just stay off Twitch if you have epilepsy. That's our fun fact for the day. Twitch.
And don't watch League either, because I've heard people describe watching League as watching a seizure.
Just watching a seizure. If you don't know what's going on, the first time I watched a Pro League game, I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're ever at like a convention center where there's a League tournament going on, there's a guy sitting there who just has no clue what he's looking at.
I made my fiance watch League game with me. Now she plays League, so she knows what's going on. But at first she was like, what in the world?
You gotta be careful of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, true. According to Twitch chat, the Washington jungler is a master smurf from Korea, so we'll have to watch out for that.
Oh no!
So I guess
I heard
the game's over.
Masters and I was like, okay, whatever. Some other teams have challenger players. I heard Korea and I was like, oh no!
It's all over now. No, this should be a really good game. I expect it. I like I said, Washington Tide has a bit of the advantage, but I expect this to be close. So Sword, let me give you really quick my predictions for a few bans. I think we're gonna see the Leona ban. I think we're gonna see either Vel'Koz, Orianna, or Syndra banned. We're probably gonna see Yasuo, maybe Olaf banned. Maybe Ezreal. It looks like the Washington Tide's main ADC is Ezreal, and we all hate to go up against an Ezreal. We know it's so hard to kill with that arcane shift.
I love Ezreal. I've cosplayed as Ezreal.
Who needs a map? Did you say all the cheesy? Please tell me you said all the cheesy.
Oh, for sure, yes. I am that cosplayer where I will do that. You need to get like the whole debonair suit going on, man. Get the white suit with the yeah. You need to get that whole outfit going. Or the Draven caster
for Lucian.
One. Yeah.
Oh, for Draven. I thought you were talking about the Lucian Debonair.
Well, no, there's an Ezreal Debonair skin as well. There's a Galio one as well.
Oh,
you could get any of their suits and it would look pretty cool.
Oh, true. I think I'm thinking of maybe Heartseeker Lucian. It's one where Lucian's in a red suit, but I can't remember what it is. Either way, I know what you're talking about.
Heartseeker. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You guys all came here so we could talk about skins. I know it. That's the important part of League.
Oh yeah, I have a thing whenever I'm watching tournaments like this where I keep score of what skins they're using, and if I own that skin on my own League account, it's a point, and then I try to have more than my friends.
I'll give my friend Justin a shout out right now. He has every skin in the game except for the really rare ones that you could only get if you were playing since season 1. But he has every buyable skin in the game. His League account is actually worth more than my car. And people have offered to buy his League account. So if any of your parents say you're wasting too much money on League, just remind them you could always sell your account for decent bucks.
Well, I mean, saying something else is worse than what you're doing is not a great justification. But yeah,
That's true. That's true.
you can't walk up to the pearly gates and say, "Hey, I wasn't Hitler," and expect they'll open the door for you.
They're like, "Oh, St. Peter, he wasn't Hitler. Let him in." It's like, oh, okay, that's a good point. Oh, well, we have started the drafting phase, so I wonder. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up the team chart quick.
Yeah. Assuming everything's going to plan and we don't have any more scuffed hiccups. Oh, there's the Syndra ban. Yep.
There's the Syndra ban. I bet if they ban Syndra, Orianna, Vel'Koz, because the New York's best player is Diamond and he is the mid laner. So or rather, oh, that was New York that banned Syndra. That's interesting because New York's mid laner plays a decent amount of Syndra, but then again, you don't want Syndra to fall over in the wrong hands.
Yeah, I mean, Syndra I don't think is that complicated. I think most mid laners can pick her up pretty easily. Especially if you're in a tournament, I feel like you should know Syndra just because she's insanely powerful in general. So I think she's just always a good ban. Fiona? And
I was just informed by the commissioner that New York has 3 subs right now. So some of my information might be off. I apologize, viewers. Some of my information might be off on the drafting phase. We do see the Leona ban. We did see that one coming. So,
I like the Senna ban. I'm not sure why Poppy is seeing ban picks here.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it looks like New York's, but then again, New York has so many subs. I don't know. It looks like New York's support does play Poppy, although with the subs I'm not 100% sure, so I do apologize again, Twitch chat, for the mess up. But even with the subs, it looks like Washington Tides still has a bit of the advantage as far as rank. Not like that means everything. Oh, another, it's just a visual bug. We'll have to let the observer
is doing its thing.
We'll have to let the observer.
It's a Yasuo ban.
Okay, the observer has let us know that it's a Yasuo ban, which we also saw the Yasuo ban coming. It's the most played mid lane champ out of the New York mid lane.
Darn. So hype whenever he gets picked.
Everything's so mixed around now with my chart. My chart's useless that I made for this match now. It's okay.
I like the first pick, Orianna.
Yep, and like I said, Vel'Koz, Orianna, and Syndra were his 3 most played champs, so I was hoping to see one of those. Oh, here comes the Ezreal. They didn't ban the Ezreal. They didn't take my advice. I bet you like to see that sword.
Oh yeah, I'm man. Silas. Okay.
Now chat has instructed me that I need to do cosplay for Heartseeker Varus, so next casting I'll have to do that. Isn't he basically like naked? I don't remember.
No, it's like a Cupid looking outfit, I believe, for Varus.
Oh, yeah.
I have a Talon cosplay in that closet behind me somewhere, so if you want to do a cosplay cast, let me know.
Yeah, next time I cast with you, we are cosplaying, okay?
For sure.
Silas, okay.
Ooh, Lucian Braum, that's a great combo.
Lucian Braum, that is amazing. I'd like to see maybe a Morgana picked up by Washington right now. I don't know how else they're going to play this, although we could see that Alistar we were talking about. No, I apologize. Alistar is played by the New York side mainly, so I don't think we're going to see an Alistar this game, unfortunately.
Oh, the Nautilus coming in as well. Okay.
Okay, respectable. I will say Silas just got a buff. That buff is live, and he seems fairly intimidating in solo queue. I rarely see Silas's do poorly. Tryndamere ban coming through, and an Olaf ban coming through right away.
Yeah, Silas having a Lucian ult to steal is pretty crazy, because that's a lot of AP damage.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if Silas stealing... Is Silas stealing the Lucian ult that menacing? I'm not quite sure how much damage that does.
Well, because all the ratios swap to AP whenever Silas steals anybody's ult, so yes.
No, yeah, that's right. I do remember that. My mistake. That will be very, very scary.
I think the
I wonder if
Olaf
he would.
ban coming out from New York is kind of strange. Just because Olaf would fit really well with their team.
So the jungler for Washington Tide is Acid. We have seen Acid play in scrims before.
Okay.
He's an Olaf. He is an Olaf main, or I would say it's his most played champ. I don't know if I'd go as far to say one trick, but I can see where the Olaf ban came from. We're probably going to see Rengar, Hecarim, or Rek'Sai coming out. I'm gonna guess it's one of those three. Yeah, okay. Rengar, Hecarim.
Well, they also banned Rek'Sai,
Rengar,
so they
Hecarim.
targeted him hard there.
Oh, he did get the Hecarim, so yes. Yep. They were squeezing out his champ pool. So we'll have to see how this goes. I want to see the jungler coming out from New York right now. And let me see. Again, my charts don't help me. I can use op.gg here. I'm guessing we're going to see the Vi jungle if... Oh, set.
Don't know if that's a top set or a jungle set.
Well, now, according to my chart, which again is all messed up because of the subs, both the jungle and the top play set. So we're just going to have to wait and see, I suppose.
I like seeing Set come out.
Oh, his Haymaker ability makes me want to throw my monitor out the window, but he is a very fun champ.
All right, Set in the jungle.
Okay, yep. And we are going to see the Renekton top. Renekton has relegated himself to being counterpicked. I'm trying to think of Renekton counterpicks right now. Can you think of any, Sword?
Renekton's one of the best lane bullies in the game, so besides maybe going Quinn or Vayne top, there's not a ton out there, really.
Oh, and we are going to see the Shen. I like that pick. I can see Shen being fairly good into Renekton if he can get his shield down. Yeah. I guess we'll have to see.
I'm surprised it took till the very last pick for either of the teams to pick up Shen, because he's been a very high priority pick for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think even when you watch the pro scene, he's very, very high priority. He's pick or ban in some leagues. Now, Sword, I asked this of every caster, but who do you think got the edge in drafting phase?
I'm not entirely sure. Both of these team comps really come down to how well they can pilot their champions, because I can see that both of these teams winning just based off of pure playing skill, because Sylas has to do a lot of things right to really come online, and Shen has to get into a position where he can ult and join team fights and not get interrupted by Renekton in the top lane, because Renekton can break that very easily.
Yeah. Remind me if I'm wrong, is Renekton one of the champs that has a shield breaker?
Yes, yeah.
So okay, so that would be really good against Shen. I think that'll be good against Nautilus and Shen. We'll have to see how that works here. But other than that, okay, because it's Blitzcrank and Renekton. I can't think of the other one. Can't think of it.
I'm not sure off the top of my head either. The crazy thing for me about this is neither of these teams really went for a super late game carry here. We've got Ezreal and Lucian, who both spike hard in the middle of the game and kind of trail off as it goes on. They don't really ever fall off, but they both have very key spikes during the middle of the game.
Yeah, well, what I've always seen from Ezreal, I agree with that analysis, but what I've always seen from Ezreal, if he has the necessary peel, he can be one of the best late game carries in the game, but that's only if you give him the peel, because he can just fire off those Qs from any which way. And it looks like they do have a decent amount of peel. They have a Shen, Nautilus, even Hecarim and Sylas have a decent amount. They're going to have a huge front line that does damage, and I love to see front lines that do damage. The Bruiser meta is sort of the meta we're in. Would you agree with that?
I'd completely agree. You look at the Bruisers on the other side, too. We got a Renekton and we got a Set. Mm-hmm. We're going to have some big boys fighting each other. I'm excited.
I actually like the Bruiser meta, if I'm being honest. I think that I think you see a lot more action than if in the tank meta. Sometimes it can be boring,
Nobody likes the tank meta.
Yeah, nobody likes the assassin meta, especially if you play ADC. Well, maybe you are one of the people who plays assassins. I'm mainly talking about ADCs and supports hate it. Yes,
no, you're exactly right on that.
But Other than
I
that,
know a lot
Bruiser...
of people who wish we'd go back to like the season 3 assassin meta.
Oh, jeez, yeah. I mean, there are some positives about it, don't get me wrong, but overall, Bruiser meta's my favorite.
Oh yeah, no. I think you see the most fun team fights in a Bruiser meta for sure.
So the poll has ended for Twitch chat, and it is a unanimous agreement that Washington won the draft. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah. So looks like people are polling for Washington, but New York can still pull this out. I think New York has a ton of tools. You'd love to see the Lucian Braum, you really do.
Yeah, that's a fun bot lane to play. But I do like the Hecarim pick, and I want to see it being extremely proactive because Set as a ganking jungler is not the best in the world. So I want to see, well, this is Acid. I know he's going to do very well. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
You already know what's going to happen. Yeah, this will be... I don't know. Let me draw your attention to this. I don't know if New York has enough AP damage to get past this huge front line of Washington. Washington is very tanky and bruiser-ish, and we only have one AP champ coming through for New York. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. Then again, we only have one real AP champ for Washington, but Washington is tankier, I would say. So that'd be more of a problem.
Yeah, Silas is always going to be a reliable source of heavy AP, unless the other team just has no good ults for him to steal. Orianna is very much kind of a mixed bag, where there are games where she does insane damage, and there are other games where she's just speeding up her teammates.
Yeah, that's very true. I think this will be very interesting. I think the mobility goes to Washington. They have a Hecarim. They have, the Arcane Shift. Everybody on their team has some sort of dash or jump.
Which is huge when you've got a Nautilus ult to set that up for you. You've got a guaranteed CC that you can follow up with your other team extremely easily because you have that speed.
Sword, I've actually heard some pro players make an argument that the Nautilus ult is possibly the best ult in the game. I don't agree with that personally. I can think of stronger ults off the top of my head, but I have heard the argument, so I am excited as well to see how that turns out. If I were to give you... Oh, go ahead.
There's not a whole lot of just straight up point and click CC in the game anymore, as strong as the Nautilus is. Used to be where, like, Taric could point and click CC someone. Annie still has her Q, obviously. But besides that and like Twisted Fate gold card, there's not a whole lot of things that you cannot dodge in this game anymore.
Yeah. We do have Renekton here, but you do have to get really close for that. But yeah, no, I think League is trying to move into more of a skill shot meta. One thing I wish League would cool off on, and again, you play Assassin, so you probably don't agree with this. I wish they would tone down all the mobility. Every champ they come out with has so much mobility. There's no way you can run them down or get away from them. I don't know. It's just, I think that every champ they come out with, they give 50 dashes to, and it's fairly annoying.
See, I'm a fan of the assassins that take a ton of skill and maneuvering to play. Like, I like Katarina, I like Talon. I don't like Rengar because it's just too easy.
No, I'm okay with high skill caps, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just not okay with a bunch of free mobility. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to even think of an example. I think that Akali possibly has too much free mobility. Not saying she's broken, but I never considered her that hard to play. But you do have to land some skill shots, so there is that.
Akali's up there, but ever since this game came out, Nidalee has had unlimited jumps, so...
That's true, and we are seeing Nidalee be almost picker ban, at least in the LCS. I don't know how she's doing in other pro leagues, but
yeah, it's just because her clear speed is just insane.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to restart my webcam here.
Scuffed League was the perfect name for this. I wish I could have that kind of confidence. I look at my own camera and I'm just like, God, I wish I could shave better. Oh, yay! I I can hear you just fine.
Should we look
Uh,
at
it,
masteries?
it's TPA Ezreal and TPA Shen, so that's where
Oh,
my money
oh
is.
yeah. Oh, I agree. I love the TPA skins. I definitely agree. I think they were the first
They
ever
got
team
the
to win
matching
worlds.
skin bonus.
Was it? No, it wasn't
Uh,
TPA. Fnatic. Fnatic was the first ever team to
yeah.
win worlds. I think. But TPA was one of the
A lot
first.
of people don't count Fnatic's win because it was before the Korean servers were online.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Hey, fair enough.
So to a
I'm
lot of
trying to.
people, TPA is the first champions.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. So, um, TPA was one of my favorite teams back in the day. The only Taiwan team to ever win Worlds. NA has still not won Worlds, so
Yeah.
outstanding.
Also, the Lucian has the prestige skin. He's got to flex on everybody.
Renektoy is one of my favorite skins. I'm just because Legos gives me a lot of nostalgia. He reminds me of Legos. I don't know what else he's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, it is just straight up Legos, and I like that skin a lot too. I also have a soft spot for Pool Party Renekton though.
Oh, that's a good one. The pool party skins are pretty good. It looks like we are having some shenanigans, and this is what me and Sword were hoping for, but they do spot it out. This Shen should hopefully not get caught.
Yeah.
And Braum has some other ideas.
A lot
They're
of
not
people
going to be able
say
to pick him
Braum
off.
is the best level 1 champion in the game. Braum loves going for these early invades because his passive stacking is just an insane tool.
I agree with that. I actually was talking about that yesterday on stream, that I think Braum is the best level 1 champ. Whether that's true or not, I guess you can let us know in chat, but he could just auto everybody once on the team and then sit back and watch his work,
Yep, it's debatable, but as far as like team invades are concerned, you want to be the team that has the Braum.
Yeah. Washington Tide does have that buff warded. Very good early ward there coming through. I don't believe they know it's there. There's no sweepers on the side of the New York Haymakers. They are starting bottom side. Hecarim is starting the Raptors.
That's some huge thought process from their side. They see the 5-man invade on the top side. They know they can hop in and get that vision. So now they know where Set started. And I'm not entirely sure they know where Hecarim started.
Yeah, no, good call on that, Sword. That's some big brain, some 5-head plays coming through. I think that this Shen is having a little bit of trouble farming up top.
Well, Renekton can bully him out pretty easily when they're both level 1.
I was about to say, Renekton is that bully that we talked about. How many biscuit? I'm gonna count the biscuit deliveries because I love that. It looks like we have 4 on the map. Again, very strong rune. This Silas just took a ton of damage from the minion wave. I don't know if that was the best trade for him.
Silas is also in a really rough spot where it comes to farming early because he's just a melee into a ranged matchup, and it's an Orianna. Every time she auto attacks you, her passive stacks, so it's very easy for her to poke out melee champions early.
Yeah, and Sword, let me get your opinion on this. Oh, we might have a gank up here.
Yeah, Hecarim's going for it.
Acid is known for his early ganks from what I've seen,
but
and this should turn into...
trouble.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have first blood. He goes for it. He does not get it. Shen gets away with minimal health. Good job, Acid, on the first blood there. I love his early ganks.
Yeah, no, that is huge. He just took a losing lane for his team and just gave Shen a huge advantage.
Yeah, Washington Tide coming out swinging here. Braum misses his, and Nautilus says, I'm not going to miss my skill shot. I'm going to go in, proc the Guardian.
Ignite.
But we know that Braum, you can't just run into a Braum like that, although it looks like the damage is fairly even on both sides. Maybe New York got a little bit better of the trade.
Braum blew Ignite on that engage, though, so they do have a summoner's advantage on the red side.
Oh, good call. Good call on that. Yeah. Let me pull your attention, Sword, to something that I want to get your opinion on. We are going to see the contrast of the phase rush in mid lane rather than the Ahri from last game. I like the phase rush on Orianna. I always have. But what I want to pull your attention to is the fleet footwork for Silas. I've seen Electrocute on Silas a lot lately. What do you think about the fleet footwork? You think that was a good idea?
It's better for late game, but it's worse for in lane. That choice to me basically says that he's not trying to push out Ari or one-shot Ari up, and we gotta fight. We got a jungle fight.
Oh, we go. Acid sees the Haymakers blown. He knows that that's his chance to go in. Braum maybe a bit preemptive on his use of the shield, but they don't look like they're going to pursue. So, no harm, no foul. And this Shen shield... Oh, go ahead.
But yeah, I think that's really where the Sylas Summoner pick comes out to, is the Electrocute's better probably for solo queue in general because you're trying to push that advantage. But if you're looking for the team fight build, then that's probably the correct rune path to go.
I tend to agree with that analysis there. I think that he's making the team decision. This Renekton's just going to bully this Shen out of lane. I think this Shen might have to early build, I don't know, maybe a Bramble Vest. Yeah, he is in trouble here. Why? He's tanking a minion wave, but looks like he's going to walk away safely. So nothing to do there. I don't know if we'll see the early Bramble Vest from Shen. Oh, nice shield.
I'm not sure Bramble's the best choice into Renekton because he's not building crit, he's building armor shred.
So you think we'll just see the Bammy Cinder then? Like
Probably.
Early Bammy?
Yeah,
he did rush boots. I don't mind that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind the ninja tabbies either because we all know that Renekton's abilities are all based on his, not all, but a lot of them are based on his auto attacks.
Yeah, no, it's a good first rush there because it gives him just something he needs. Once he gets some more tank stats going for him, it's going to be harder for the Renekton to bully him quite as hard. Renekton's still going to have the edge there because it's Renekton, but it'll help him survive a lot.
Yeah, that early gank from Acid was paramount, I think, to the success of this Shen. He took so much pressure off him, let him farm, and now they're even in farm, which was not the case at the beginning of the game. I will draw your attention, Sword, to this CS discrepancies in mid and bot. They're not humongous, but they are worth noting.
Yeah, what I think is really interesting is that Acid's got more CS in the jungle, and he has the one gank so far as well.
You do love to see a jungler that can out-gank and out-farm the other jungler.
Yeah. Which, you know, that's the pick for the late-game team fights, not for the early aggression. Which is weird when they went for the blind Renekton pick. They went for, we want to win top hard, but we're not willing to give our jungle pick to help them out.
Yeah, precisely. We do see that Hecarim's not going for the warrior build, which I appreciate. I think Cinderhulk is much better on the Hecarim than warrior. Oh, this Shen is now getting the better of these trades. Or maybe Renekton just stepped up too far. Oh, we're going to see a river roam here. They are possibly going to get a gank. That is aggressive. I do like the aggression. Not much doing here. Oh, yeah, I don't think anything's going to come of this, honestly.
That's just good ward and map awareness from Orianna to not overextend there.
Yeah, I do tend to agree there. This is going to be hopefully a free dragon unless we can get a steal, maybe a bronze shield.
We got ourselves a dragon fight.
I don't think they have to back off here unless... Oh, Set does burn the flash. Maybe they need to go in, and that was a smite fight won by the Washington Tide. We're going to get the Onslaught of Shadows in. The Braum looks to be good as dead. Nope, he's going to flash away, and it looks like Washington Tide is actually losing this fight. The Renekton's going to go into the backline, but same is happening with the backline of the New York Haymakers, and this Nautilus is doing all he can to peel for his teammates, but it's just not enough. Shen flashes, but he didn't have the taunt up. It doesn't matter. Sylas comes in for the kill onto the mid lane Orianna, and this fight is still going on. This Braum can only do so much. Only the hook misses, but he is going to die in the end. I don't think there's any way he gets away from this, but they do have the speed up from the scuttle. I think that Ezreal can just E in. This will most certainly be a kill. You are going the wrong way, my friend. Now you're going the correct direction, but it doesn't matter. The taunt comes in, the kill comes through, and that is a huge lead, and the dragon going over to Washington Tide.
It's crazy to see a team fight where the tanks on both sides just you know, we're diving the other team's backline, and then they have to turn around and go, oh yeah, their tags are still effective.
I know they were destroying each other's backline. I will say I don't know if you agree with me, Sword. I would say there wasn't a ton of peeling in that fight. It was just a lot of diving the backlines.
That was everybody's going in now, and they both built team comps that support that. We've got 2 supports that want to jump in and fight with the front lines as well, as the front lines are picked to dive the backline champions. Shen can be appeal, but the Shen ulting onto the Hecarim gets a free ride to the back line as well. So
that is true. I don't know if it's better that they're diving the backline. Oh, looks like we are gonna get a gank here. The shield does come through. Shen, I don't think is gonna get away from this one, but he might because they don't do enough damage. He's already so tanky. He can just walk away, and Hecarim's here too. So hasta la vista, he says, but I don't think they know the Hecarim's here. I do love to see the 4 pink wards down for the Washington side. They're going back in. This fight is just non-stop, but Renekton baited him. Renekton has the ult. He might go in here. It doesn't matter. Shen seems already unkillable. This is going to be a rough game for them if they can't even kill the Shen with only a Bammy Cinder.
yeah, the Shen is building to survive the Renekton, so bring in a Set into the equation who doesn't have his jungle item finished and is also building tank items. It's hard to burst down a Shen when you're building that way.
Yeah, exactly. I am definitely going to have to remake my power rankings after this game. It looks like Washington Tide is showing that they're not messing around. This Hecarim's staying busy. This Shen is staying busy. Shen already has 4 kill participation. You love to see that on your top laner. He's not playing on an island at all. Oh,
good.
We are going to see a fight here. I think that Nautilus is caught out. What sums does Nautilus have? None. He is dead. Great pickup by the New York side.
Yeah, this Nautilus likes to go very aggressive, but when you turn around and look at an Ezreal and the other team has a Lucian, you start to think, maybe that was a mistake.
Exactly. The Onslaught of Shadows does come through. They're going to try and do something. I don't think he should dive too far. You have the Rift, and the ult comes through. That was a good ult by Orianna, but I don't think anything will come of it unless the Set can do something. The Set decides it's more important to take out the Rift for now.
It's a nice proactive play to take the Rift Herald and try to push mid because Silas desperately wants the laning phase to be over with his CS discrepancy. But unfortunately, it's just not that well clean. Plus, the Orianna's just playing really well at hugging her tower and staying alive.
Yeah, and Orianna does have almost a 30 CS lead. That is huge. This Silas definitely will not mind laning phase being over. I agree with that.
Oh, they're ganking mid again.
Oh boy. Dude, I don't think Onslaught of
her.
Shadows is up. And yeah, they still can't get her. She is playing very safe. She did burn a Sum here. What Sum? Did she burn heal, was it? I think it was.
Yep.
Alright, so a Sum was burnt. But Hecarim burnt his Ghost, so it's pretty much even on that front. Oh, nice stun. That's going to be a kill. That's going to be a kill. Wait, the minion damage is coming through. The last minion auto is not going to kill him. He must have gone away with no health. Oh my. I don't think I've ever seen such a non-existent health bar.
Yeah, the healing he got off his ultimate completely saved his life there.
And he needed that. He is starting to lose lane. And we do see the Bramble Vest coming through for Shen. The armor is going to be stacked up in like we both said at the beginning, Sword. Orianna and Silas are the only AP damages in this game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, nice outplay. And then we have the double Orianna ult. Orianna might outplay this. We'll see when Silas's dash comes up. It might not be up in time.
It's a bait. It was a bait the whole time.
The Shen ult, it was a bait, and the heal comes through. He misses his stun. The pullback, but then this Nautilus is just bullying. This Braum should go down, but no, the Guardian comes through, the heal comes through, this Braum will not die, this Lucian picks off the backline, and Silas with the assassination. This is an insane team fight, the mechanics, and looks like Nautilus is going to land hook after hook, he's going to land auto after auto, and we are going to see the Hecarim come through for the kill, and the kill comes through. Amazing plays out of this Silas. He landed almost all his pulls, and the Shen TP's top to save the tower plate. This couldn't have gone better for Washington. They get the dragon as well to put the cherry on top of that ice cream sundae.
What a hectic fight that was. It broke out in like 3 different spots and then it all just collapsed on top of itself.
I know. Oh, you love to see it.
That was
Oh.
some next level Silas Shen baiting right there.
I agree. That healing coming out. I think this Orianna has. I don't know if she has to rush a Morelos, but did you see that healing? That was insane.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you really have to debate whether Morelos or Leandri's Torment is going to do more work because Silas's healing is just absurd.
I know LS will always say well, not always, but he usually will say, get Leandre's. I think this game might be an exception. If you've ever gone up against a Fed Silas, you know that it's just rough. It's just rough.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Silas's healing. It's just so, difficult to deal with.
He's one of those champs. When I saw he got buffed, I kind of had to question what Riot was smoking, maybe all the drugs, maybe some of the drugs, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what Riot does with that. The Rom shield just misses the Ezreal ult.
That's good for the blue team side, seeing the opportunity to get away with the first tower push bot and grouping for it.
I agree. They are closing the gold lead. You do like to see it.
Yeah, it's great to see a team that loses a team fight and still proactively thinks there's something on the map we can still take.
Oh, most definitely. I do like to see the GLP coming out of the Silas mid. I actually thought he was going for the
the other squirt gun.
The other squirt gun. You know what I'm talking about. Onslaught shall come through. The Braum all comes through. This fight is happening so quick I didn't even notice. And the kill is going to come through for the Silas. The set to the Silas. And that's a huge shutdown. This is a big fight for New York. This is New York's chance to come back into the game. They are going to try to go for the Nautilus, but they're not going to catch him. That's 2 picks, 1 huge shutdown coming through for the New York Haymakers.
The Ezreal is just... Oh, we got another fight.
We do have... This is a completed bork on the Renekton. He might not want to fight him, but we do have the Bramble Vest to stump the healing of the Renekton. It looks like they're just going to go their separate ways.
Yeah, but to my point with that, they're playing extremely aggressive because Silas has a little bit of a lead. The big change, though, is that Orianna is really not that far behind in the grand scheme of things when you include the CS difference. And the Lucian is just going to be able to pump out more damage because Ezreal still didn't have his Sheen finished that time. He was relying purely on Manamune.
Oh yeah, you could make an argument that Orianna's almost a tiny bit ahead because she has more assists, she has a lot more farm. It'd be interesting to see the gold charts on them. I know we probably can't pull that up, but I would agree with you. This Orianna's really not that far behind at all. And we do see that the Lucian is a bit ahead of this Ezreal. That'll be interesting to see as time goes on.
Yeah, Ezreal is all about hitting your power spikes, and as he's just not there yet. Having the Sheen helps a lot, but you really need to finish the Triforce, or in some cases the Iceborne Gauntlet for Ezreal to really start packing a punch.
I really hope we see the Iceborne Gauntlet this game because, like I pointed out earlier, the New York team is almost full AD. They have the Orianna, but you have 3 huge AD damages. I would like to see the Iceborne Gauntlet come in here, but if I see the Triforce, I won't be disappointed either.
It'd be very helpful to slow Lucian and Renekton down as well, but it's a little suboptimal as far as damage is concerned.
I agree. Yeah, it just really depends on what he's going to do here. It looks like we probably are going to see the Triforce as... Nope, I'm looking at the Hecarim's build. I apologize. Hecarim is going for the Triforce at the moment.
Weird to see the Hecarim going for the Triforce when he opted for the green jungler item instead of the damage jungle item.
Oh, and looks like this is going to be catch up, but we see the Shen all coming through. This is an amazing combo. It looks like this set just has to use his ult to get away. They go in, the Braum stuns are coming through. New York's coming back into this game. This Lucian's so fed. Lucian's going to get some kills. He's going to auto this. Oh no, the Shen gets away and the Shen gets the taunt. That was an amazing play out of the Shen, but he still does go down. The Renekton is going to do what he can on the front line, and the Orianna is going to get the final kill, the triple kill, and this is a team fight win for New York Haymakers. An ace coming out of I think this Orianna played that spectacularly as well as everyone actually, but what do you think about that team fight, Sword?
That was a really fun team fight to watch. The Nocturne just gets, or the Nautilus, I'm sorry, gets completely caught out of position and just gets melted by their team. I don't think I've ever seen a health bar as big as Nautilus's just disappear that fast. But on top of that, Lucian kited that and skated around perfectly for most of that team fight and put out a ton of damage.
Yeah, this is a good close game. We predicted this Sword at the beginning, that this would be close, this would be exciting. I I think Washington still has the lead only because of the Dragons, but now we see the gold lead swaying to New York's side. This is the first gold lead New York has had since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's only about a 3K goal lead or so, but and we got no, I thought there was another fight starting there, but no, they just let him take the dragon.
No, they just let him take the dragon. I don't know if I agree with them letting take that dragon, but and again, they did not have the positioning to contest it, and the solution's going to do a little bit of poke over the wall, but he's using the ult to save the ward. That is interesting. Nautilus is just going to go back and get the ward anyway. Actually, the ward stays alive, and the Shen does miss the taunt.
Yeah, I'm so used to getting cut off when I'm doing my analyst. I just assumed there was another fight starting.
I thought so too. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I just don't know when a fight is.
No, by all means, when the fight's starting, cut me off. Do your job.
I don't want to do my job. Oh, he did just use the Bork thing. Oh, no. It does not look like Renekton's going to go in. You just never know, because now Set and Renekton are going top. I think they're going to try to make a play here, and I think they can do it, depending on how they play this.
Taunt.
That is a very good taunt there. He's going to go for the ult. They better play this well, or this Shen gets ult. No, he is going to get out because they used all their hard CC. That was an amazing play by this Shen. He had the awareness to see that all the hard CC was down. Both the stuns and the ults were used. There is nothing else they could have done. This Shen is playing on just a next level, like 2,000 IQ plays.
What an outplay from the Shen there. Because he knew they had to blow their CC on him because his turret's still up. He gets a couple more steps away from another fight break now.
Oh, another fight. This Braum misses his ult, but that wasn't his fault. They did a nice dodge. This Nautilus better be caught out. No, he has flash. He is not caught out. Oh no, they missed the Braum shield. That would have been amazing. They're going to still keep fighting because this Renekton's here. This Renekton does have his stun. There's nothing this Shen can do, but he is too tanky. This Nautilus re-engages. That Orianna ult was huge, and that Haymaker was even bigger. This Lucian gets another shutdown. I cannot believe these non-stop fights. New York is coming back in a massive way. This is just amazing to watch.
This is an exciting game. And the crazy thing about that to me was they got caught out. Ezreal was still in base. He was completely absent from that entire fight.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Good call out, Sword there. I don't know who's winning because you have the 3 dragon lead on Washington. This is going to be interesting to see if this Hecarim can make the steal. Does he have Onslaught Shadows? He does not, so he has to go around the dragon pit. He might get a pick. Beautiful. He is going for the kill on the Braum, and that is not a good decision, but he does reset the Baron a little bit. He did what he could. And that Ezreal Q came through in a massive way. That's another kill on this Ezreal. And they have to back off. That's another kill. This Ezreal is smurfing. He's smurfing. And this fight is going back and forth. The Arcane Barrage does miss. And they're going to go for the dragon. This is what we call, the kids on the internet call a clown fiesta, but it's a good kind of clown fiesta. This Ezreal just made insane plays. He has his Sheen. He has his Mirror Mana. They're going to get this. The New York team is backing off. They have to just give it.
That was crazy. I loved watching all of them exit the Baron pit as Hecarim started to pull off. They get away from it to try to avoid Hecarim getting a smite opportunity. But that gives the Baron more health, and it allows them to deal enough damage to the point where they're taking Baron damage and Ezreal poke damage. Yeah,
Sword, that was amazing. I am so glad this is the game we got to cast because we've gotten to see some good plays today so far. It is really sort of on the back of this Ezreal, maybe even, it's going to be on the back of the whole team. Everyone's playing well on Washington and New York side. There's no slumpers as I like to say. None of them today because everyone's playing fairly well. I don't know who's ahead. I still think Washington Tide's ahead, obviously. They just got the Baron. So yeah, I guess it is kind of obvious who's ahead now. But this next Dragon fight is going to decide a lot of the upcoming game.
Yeah, Dragon Soul is on the line, and that's a great comeback potential to try to turn things back around. Not that Ezreal did just do a great job of turning things around, but securing the Dragon Soul is going to be is one of the big win conditions right now. They're going in.
So what you're telling me is I'm going to be out of breath in a minute when this dragon fight starts. It looks like it's starting early. The Rusty school bus says we're starting this fight right now, rather Rusty summering. That's what Nautilus is, and this is going to be an easy pick on the Braum. He is not saving anyone today, not saving any Poros. Looks like that flash stun landed. No, it did not. and he's going to walk away with his life. I thought that was an amazing play coming out of this Shen. He just missed it, I think. And we do see the Iceborne Gauntlet coming through for the Ezreal. Sort of what I wanted to see. Yeah. Now it's all settled down.
Yeah, Dragon's still not even up yet, so they're trying to just get vision down. But they've got the Baron buffs. You gotta respect that. And then they get engaged on, and they just have to retreat and fall apart.
Yeah, and this is some heavy engages coming through with the Shen, Hecarim, Nautilus. Even Sylas is getting through on the invades. They're just going to give soul point. I know some people think that Cloud Soul is one of the weaker souls, but not on this team. You have a Hecarim running around. That's going to... some would say Cloud Drake's the best for Hecarim, but it really does depend.
Yeah, no, for their team comp, the Cloud Soul is not a bad soul to get at all. And they still have Baron, and they're going to keep taking more of this map down.
Yeah, I tend to agree here. They're just going to get a free tower. The gold lead is about to balloon if they can keep doing what they're doing. Oh, that was a nice pullback. Icebreaker, I should say. However, they're not going to do anything with it. It looks like the Washington side is just going to back off, spend their gold. They do have a lot of gold to spend, I'm sure. We finally see some MR coming through for the Shen.
Yeah, you can never count the Orianna out of that fight because the way she doesn't have the Lissandres or the Morellos built yet. But even with that, her passive still stacks up that the longer a team fight goes on, the more damage Orianna is going to deal.
Yeah, and I will say that Orianna, I would say is officially ahead of this Sylas. She's up by quite a bit of farm. She has more kill participation. She's playing the slow, methodical game, getting ahead slowly. But I think the ADCs are neck and neck, if you ask me.
They've both completely turned fights around. We're seeing some very high level ADC mechanics here, from the poking, the kiting, the getting out of the heal timers. Like every aspect of their game has been incredible.
Yeah, I agree. Both the ADCs have been smurfing, it seems. Everyone's playing well on both sides. I almost don't want to see a team lose today. I want to see both teams move on. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner, and Acid is going in. The Sylas is going to miss his chains, but he is going to steal the Orianna ult on the way out. We're going to be interested to see how he uses that in the upcoming fights.
Now they're starting to knock on the doorsteps of their base.
Yeah, no, this is not looking good for New York. New York's only wave clear is really just their Orianna and Lucian throwing out all of his abilities. Braum is going in, and Braum is going to burn the flash of the Nautilus. We see 2 ults used for 1 flash. Some would say worth, and that Braum shield is not the right direction, but that is okay.
Yeah, it's weird to me that they keep prioritizing going in on the Nautilus. Granted, he's the easiest target to hit with any of your engaged tools, but now they don't have... Oh, there's another ult down.
Oh, and yeah, boy,
They don't have Braum out, Lucian ult, or Orianna ult. Red played that kite back perfectly and burned so much utility on their side.
I just realized I think your stream is a tiny bit ahead of mine, because when you said that, I didn't see Orianna burn the ult until after you said that, but that's fine. We've still been on the same page here with everything. Oh, that Ezreal Q damage is insane.
Yeah.
What do you think that this Hecarim's going for? Probably Death Stance, right? Or I'm not sure what the Clawfield's hammer is going for.
It might be a Ghost Blade to get that extra movement speed. That gives Hecarim a lot of bonus damage, but I don't know for sure if that's the case, but it could be.
Could be. It very well could be. I've seen a lot of Death Stance on him, but it doesn't mean that's what he's going for. And they do get the blue pickup. The New York team is not going to fight over that buff quite yet.
Ezreal just finished his Death Stance, which is another interesting pickup to me. It's weird to me that that takes priority over getting Blade of the Ruined King on Ezreal nowadays.
Yeah, and Death Stance is one of the items you're supposed to build on Ezreal, but I agree with you. You're not supposed to build it third. I usually see it as a last item, I think that there's a few other items he could have. But, everyone has their strategy. I build a lot of troll items myself, so I'm just the pot calling the kettle black here.
Yeah, they're really trying to mitigate the Orianna damage in these fights, which I think is kind of weird, because I think the Lucian has been doing more overall damage in the team fights than the Orianna.
Oh, I'd agree. This Lucian's positioning has been very, very impressive.
Yeah.
The Lucian is coming through with the Executioner's Calling. They were totally done with that Silas healing, I think. So it's a very cheap item to get some anti-healing. And Braum is going in. Braum is going to burn the ult. He misses the ult just by a tick. And looks like there's a fight going topside. This Silas might be dead. I don't think Silas gets out of this. Amazing pick by the New York Haymakers.
You gotta love the Set ults that killed somebody. It's so fun to watch Set just pick a guy up and just slam him into the dirt.
Some WWE moves coming through. They are not going to go quietly in the night though, because it looks like Washington is going to contest this Baron. Shen's on the bot side taking whatever he wants. We have a good old-fashioned Mexican showdown here in the river.
Mexican standoff, but yes.
Yes, thank you. You weren't supposed to correct me. You were supposed to just be like, "Oh yeah, amazing, yeah, amazing casting. Totally no mistakes at all."
Oh no!
Oh, night.
Oh, the Shen ult coming in too. That Lucian is in trouble.
Oh, we have the Shen. Yeah, oh, the onslaught of shadows. This should be a kill, and that was an amazing pickoff. We are going to get the fight started. Awesome Nautilus ult, and we are going to get another pick onto this Orianna. This is game blown wide open for the Washington Tide. They're going to get a Baron off this easily unless Set can do something about it. I don't know if Set's even going to want to contest. I loved Acid going in with the Shen ult. That is something I've been waiting for pretty much the whole game.
And they're saying, we don't give a shit about Baron. We want that Drake.
I love it. I love to see it, Sword. I don't know what Set's going to do about this. Set is actually going to get ran at by the Hecarim, and then the Rusty Submarine is coming in too. They might just be able to pick off one of them here. Oh, he needs to hit the Blast Cone. He does hit the Blast Cone, but it actually kills him. And now they have no chance of getting this dragon. They might just have to back off. This Ezreal damage is too much to deal with. Silas is going to get the body slam. That is something funny to see. You don't see it every day. We see the double body slam from the top rope, and then Lucian's coming. Lucian is one of the main sources of damage here on the field. Orianna needs to ult right now to save his team. She does use the ult, and Braum comes through with the shield. It looks like the fight is going to dissipate for now, but Shen says, "Get away from my team. I am the Guardian." And this is looking so rough. They're gonna go for the Baron.
Yeah, Elder Dragon secured, I believe. I'm honestly not entirely sure if they killed her or not. That fight broke out so hectically, but now they're going for the Baron. Yeah, I kind of lost it a little bit watching the Silent ult the Set, and then the Set just ult him right back.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was funny. Just a ton of somersaults. This Orianna does not win this fight, especially alone. Maybe Braum can try and do something here. Braum needs to hit him with the shield, but he just misses, and the Baron is going to go over to the side of Washington Tide.
I like seeing Silas saying, "I'm not going to help them secure the Baron. I'm going to stand in their jungle and make sure nobody can walk up and try to contest."
Yeah, I agree. I do like when you're taking a major objective, I think you have to have somebody zoning. Not always, but sometimes a zoning player, sometimes your top laner is a very good idea. Sometimes the mid laner. Silas did go for the second build, Spirit Visage. I know this is kind of late because he built that a while back, but I like that. It actually almost counteracts the Grievous Wounds.
Yeah, his healing is crazy in general. Adding that bonus healing that Spirit Visage gets helps a lot.
Oh, definitely. And I was like, Hecarim's gonna go Leroy Jenkins about right now. We do see the QSS coming through for the Ezreal. He's possibly scared of those Braum and Renekton stuns. Another dumb question. I know I've been asking these all day. Can you QSS out of a Set ultimate?
No, I don't think it works on knockups, and I believe Sets classifies as a knockup.
All right, just making sure. I'm totally just saying it for the good of the viewers. I know all these answers because I know everything. Just kidding. But we do see a late Tiamat coming through for the Shen. Very late. It looks like he is going to get that very popular Titanic Hydra. The hook into that is going to be a kill. We get the pull out, and Renekton's doing what he can in the backline. Renekton is not burning his ult yet. It looks like he's saving it, and Acid's going in. It looks like we're going to get the somersault. That is just for to save himself. He didn't. He's going to use his Haymaker. That Haymaker is very good, but they might just end it here. Oh no, he died too far under Fountain. They just took a ton of Fountain damage. They might want to back off here, but no. Silas
here
is going in.
comes
The Silas.
Lucian.
Great shield by Braum to save the teammates. Lucian's coming in. He is
And there
going.
goes Lucian.
Oh no! Oh no! Lucian stepped up too far. This is going to be the end of the game, and Braum goes down. This Renekton's doing all that he can, but Andy says, "Put the toys away. Put them in the closet. This game's over." And Washington Tide is moving on to the next round of the playoffs.
Oh, what an exciting and fun match to watch. There were a lot of misplays, a lot of bad communication, but a lot of really clean fights, a lot of really clean fight positioning, and I thought both teams played this game extremely well.
I really do too. It's actually a disappointment to see one of these teams not moving on to the next round. It does make it so I have to redo my power rank. Oh wow, that has real damage. Yeah,
I was more surprised by the Renekton out damaging the Orianna.
Yeah, that too. Orianna got jumped on quite a bit. I'll give her that. Shen's damage was insane. He was in the front line basically the whole time. Very interesting damage charts here.
Yeah, that as we predicted from Champ Select, it was a lot of tanks beating on each other for a good part of that game. And I really liked seeing Acid on Hecarim. He did a really good job this game too. He got a lot of early ganks. He created a lot of great early pressure for his team.
Yeah, and they banned the Olaf away from him, hoping that it would stop a lot of that diving pressure. But he said, nope, I'm going to pick up my second favorite jungler. At least I believe that's his second favorite jungler. And it really worked out well for him. The objective game was in their control the whole time. That was kind of New York's downfall. I think if New York would have tried to contest some of the objectives, they would have had more of a chance. But hats off to New York anyway. They played an outstanding game.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaching debates on how many dragons you can give the other team before it starts becoming a problem. Because there's a whole thing where some teams are totally okay with trading the dragon for the Rift Herald and giving them like 2 or 3 even dragons and not even caring. But once that stacking starts to get complete, it is very scary, and it'll completely turn games around.
Yeah, I actually think New York made a mistake on the back timing of that third dragon. I think if they would have timed their backs a little bit better, they could have contested it. Washington Tide was all over those objectives. The Cloud Soul came in clutch, but I don't know. I don't know what New York could have done differently, possibly peeled for Lucian a bit more. I'd have to go back and watch that game to see what they could have done differently there.
Yeah, they didn't build a comp around the Lucian, and the Lucian played really well with it, all things considered. There wasn't any champ on their team that was designed to aid the Lucian in peeling. It was very much sort of, we're just going to hold them down and you shoot them.
Yeah, very, very much so. Now, I will remind everyone that New York was playing with 3 subs, so we have to commend them. They probably didn't have the team cohesion going in with all the substitutes, but again, hats off to them.
That kind of makes how close and interesting that game was all the more impressive when you realize they were playing with 3 subs.
Yeah, right? It does make it impressive. I believe, who is the top damage dealer on the New York team? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head. I think it was Renekton, but I may be wrong.
Okay. I thought it, yeah, it might have been Renekton.
It was definitely either Renekton or Lucian.
Yeah, true. Lucian was doing a lot. Orianna was doing a lot in those fights too. She had some very good ults. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough at the end of the day. There was a lot of good ults coming out from everyone. That was a banger game. I'm glad that was the game that we got to end on.
Yeah, there was a great end for the day, and I'm glad that's what I got to cast today too.
Yeah, most definitely. I guess we have a couple minutes left. I just want to ask, what match are you? I'm most excited to see Iowa Kingslayers in the future. I kind of want to see them play one of those top teams such as Pennsylvania, Maryland, Minnesota, North Carolina. Do you have a match that you're most interested in, or a team you're most interested in seeing?
Not teams or matchups in particular. I'm just excited to watch this tournament progress and watch how teams adapt to their opponents and just watch how the coaching and draft changes start to take place. Because as soon as we start getting down into just the top 8 or the top 4 teams that are still standing, the games are just going to get closer and more exciting, and I'm really looking forward to casting it.
And we're going to have more information on all these teams as the tournament goes on. We're going to have there's VODs to look at, whatever. There's more op.gg material. Like that level 11 account the other day, we had no material on him. So it is. I don't know if it's going to get tougher or easier for teams, but like we keep saying, the drafting phase is going to become very important. So I think that's it. Hold on. Okay, I was having some mic issues. I think that's it for us. Do you have anything to add, Sword?
I just can't wait to watch more games, honestly.
Perfect. I guess we'll be signing off. That is it for us here on the casting desk. Thanks for watching. We'll be live again tomorrow with some very exciting games. And we're off.